So Harry is going to be doing another tour apparently, and this time he'll be going to New York around the same time conveniently as his brother. So let's talk about this in our video today, and let's discuss why this could be happening and what the repercussions of this could be. And I'm also going to be discussing the details around Netflix. So if this is the type of video for you where you want to psychoanalyze, like me, the behavior and body language and all things that are encompassing the royal family, most of the time Harry and Meghan, then this is the channel for you. And don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. So if you want to join me, let's dive right in. So before I get going, as you know, well, most of you do, it is that time where I ask you to sit back, relax, and grab your drink of choice. And I also get you, the viewers, to send in your videos of around a minute long where you say, grab your drink of choice, add a little something, something, because it's 5 o'clock somewhere. So the email is going across the bottom here now, and here is the new one. So don't be shy, be as creative as you like and send them in. And you can also fast forward this bit if this is not to your liking. So enjoy this one, and I'll see you in a minute.
My name's Sandy, and even though my mother leaves me fresh water every day, this is my drink of choice. You know, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, so you could add a little something to your drink.
So Harry is going to New York, and this time he's going without Meghan. Shocker. And I do wonder if the reason he's going without Meghan is because, well, when Meghan and Harry go to these countries where they can act like they're working royals, you know, they get the bells and the whistles, not quite that they as the same as they would if, say, Prince and Princess of Wales were there, or the King and Queen even, but they get a bit of adulation that I believe they miss when they are in the States. So of course Harry is apparently going across to New York around the same time that Prince William is going to be there for Earthshot. And a huge amount of speculation around this, you know, why is he doing this? And apparently he's also going to be in talks with Africa Parks. And I wonder if he's going to be addressing the atrocities that have been happening with the Barker people, because, you know, let's be honest, let's not let him forget that he's done absolutely nothing. He's not put out a statement. He's not actually offered support. He's not gone across there and said, you know, what can we do to help? Meghan hasn't stepped up and said, you know what, I'm all for empowering these women and I want to support and help them. What can we do to stop these awful things happening to these people? Because it's not just women, it's men too, children, and they've done absolutely nothing, not even mentioned it. So let's hope that with these talks that he is apparently going to be having, that he's going to possibly be addressing that. Who knows? I don't know. But it seems to me a little bit odd that he's now going across to New York when his brother is going to be there. And of course, the speculation is starting already. Is there going to be a reunion? Will they get together? And I would say that no, I really don't believe that that will happen, because it seems to me, and understandably so, that that door has been firmly shut. Now, it's understandable with King Charles, because I think as a parent, to a degree, you let your child potentially get away with a lot more things, and to a degree your child can hurt you a lot more, and there's still forgiveness there if that child comes to you. But there has to be consequences, and I think with Harry, he's now learning that there are consequences. Harry has been so used to being forgiven. I think he's so used to having things swept under the carpet, and every time he's messed up, they've made it better for him. But he's gone too far this time. And, you know, when you not only do that yourself, but you do not put steps in to stop your wife from attacking your family, that crosses the line. And I think with William, he has, it seems to me that he's made so many allowances for Harry, and he's forgiven him for so many things as a brother. And I'm sure they've had their moments together, and William's messed up, and Harry's forgiven him. And when it comes to your family, when it comes to your partner, your children, it's a lot of the times you can put up with things yourself. You can take a lot of the things that are thrown at you, but when it's aimed at the people that you love, and especially when it's someone who has looked at that person, as in like looked at Harry as like a brother, has been there, supported him, done things for him, to sit back and do nothing whilst your wife diminishes what she went through and lies and attacks her. And then not only that, you go ahead and do that yourself, and then also align with people that are attacking your child when you're their uncle. It speaks volumes. And it's funny to me because actually when I was looking back over a lot of pictures, I very rarely saw any pictures really of Harry with William and Catherine's children. And actually, I never really saw any pictures of Meghan with William and Catherine's children. And I do think that that speaks volumes in possibly how things were behind the scenes. And I think especially with Meghan, they were probably thinking that she is the type of person that should not be around children. Maybe, I don't know, because I have to say allegedly. But I do feel that with Harry, it's interesting that there wasn't many pictures of him, which you'd think that given, he's the uncle, that he would love that. He would love that job. But when you come at your family and you come at your brother's wife and children, or allow people to come at them, and if I was say if I had a company that contacted me and said, we'd really like to work with you, and then I found out that they were scrupulous, or they were they'd said some horrible things about autism or something like that, I'd never align with them. I'd never support them, because I have morals, and I have an ethics in what I stand for. That's why, running this channel, I do try to make sure that there's no bullying in the comments. I go through the comments as much as I possibly can, or I've got moderators that go through and delete any bullying comments. And because I want that to be a safe space, I want what this channel is a representation of me. So if I'm allowing attacking, bullying comments, then that says a lot about the person that runs the channel, I feel. And I know that you can't control everything, but I think that you certainly have a responsibility when you are somebody that has an online space to how you behave. And Harry has a responsibility as someone that is not only a member of the royal family, but he has someone with an online presence, same as Meghan now. And so you do have a responsibility to, how you act and behave. You can tell a lot by a person. You tell a lot by a person, by the people that they surround themselves with and how they behave. So I think that with Harry, what's happening here is that he's realised that he's crossed a line. And he's so used to getting his own way, and he's so used to making excuses or blaming somebody else or something else, or the situation with his mum, which we've seen happen, that he's done all of those things. So when he's done this, it's almost like he thinks that he can just make an excuse for it. He can blame it on something else. And actually William's gone, no, that's it. The line has been drawn, and that's it. And he has firmly shut the gate. It's down. The shutters are down. The drawbridge is up. That's it. That's it. There's no way back at this moment. And I don't think Harry knows how to deal with that. I think it's one thing to have these moments with his dad, but I think the hurt and the shock in Harry's mind, because you've got to remember, I believe that he's got arrested development as well. And I think that the shock for Harry is the fact that his brother has done that. I genuinely think that he probably, or maybe didn't think that he could just say what he did what he want, because he's done it before, and there's been no sort of lasting consequences. Or he might have thought, well, my brother will be angry with me for a little while, but it'll blow over. And it hasn't. That has really affected Harry. And because he's not able to have introspection and look at himself and go, okay, well, the reason that is happening is because I did this, and this, or I've sat back and done nothing while my wife has done this, and this. And you know what? I need to do everything I possibly can to make sure that my brother understands that I'm really sorry. You know, I need to work on that forgiveness, because it's not enough to say, you know, I want someone to forgive me. You've got to do the work. Harry's got to do the work. Oh, sorry, I'm having a hot flush. So Harry's got to do the work, and I don't think Harry knows how to do the work, because he's had everything handed to him. He's literally only ever sort of come up with something and gone, oh yeah, that sounds like a good idea, and someone's gone, right, you know, how can we make that happen? We'll do all the work for you. You take the credit. Invictus. So here he is in a situation now with his brother, where his brother has literally shut the door. Like I say, the gates are down, the drawbridge is up. There isn't that's it. You've gone too far, and Harry doesn't know how to deal with that. He's so used to his brother forgiving him or it all blowing over, and now there is nothing. And so in my mind, it's like for him at the moment, there's no way back. So he's in a situation now with Meghan. He doesn't want to be with her. I genuinely, hand on my heart, believe that he doesn't want to be with her. I think that and this is the case in a lot of relationships, it's like you can really dislike the person, there's still that sexual attraction there. So I think there's moments with him where he probably is sexually attracted to her and she manipulates that. But I don't think either of them really want to be together. I certainly don't believe they're in love. And in fact, I don't even know if I even believe they ever were, because they're so dysfunctional. And it's like they wouldn't know how to have healthy love. So there was lust, which mirrors very similar to love, but it's not healthy love. It's not. So these two just tolerate each other, and that's why, you know, I think when they do these trips or they get together for certain things, they get together and then they go their separate ways. And there's been a lot of things that have come out where they get on separate planes, or they get in separate vehicles, go their separate ways. I think for Harry, that he didn't want to leave the royal family. I don't believe that. Because he had everything. You know, I do think that he didn't like the paparazzi, but I think more is the fact that because he couldn't get away with things, and he didn't like the fact that he couldn't get away with things. He didn't like the negative press, a bit like Meghan. But I don't feel that he wanted to leave the royal family, because, as I've said in previous videos, there was plenty of opportunities for him to leave, and he didn't. And he didn't. So I genuinely don't believe he wanted to leave. I think what happened was what I've said in regards to Archie. But I also think that Meghan seduced him into thinking that they could go to America and pretty much take over America. She probably sold him this lie, this fantasy. And because he's always in William's shadow, I think he wanted to believe that. He wanted to believe that they could conquer America and they could take over. And of course that hasn't happened. In fact, if anything that he does now, it's failed. And I feel that he would be blaming her, she would be blaming him. A lot of the things that Harry's doing now is almost like trying to get his brother's attention. Like I say, it's very almost childlike behaviour. It's like, oh, you're going to New York, oh, I'm going to go to New York. And maybe it's trying to force his brother into a situation of, look, I'm in New York, you're in New York, let's get together and chat. And in a way, sort of making it look as if William is the horrible one because he's not going to want to meet up with his brother. But who would? Who would? If a member of your family had done what Harry has done or Harry's wife has done, would you just kind of go, oh, it doesn't matter, it's fine, let's meet up and just get together and pretend like nothing's happened? Of course not. Their popularity, in the rare moment they sort of, in the very beginning when they were popular, it's non-existent now. It's non-existent. And that's going to lead me into what I'm going to be talking about in a minute. Now, you will notice that there will be a change in clothing. That's because that bit of the video I recorded yesterday, And so I've just added it onto this one. So it's not like I've just gone and had a quick change and then come and done the video. It's actually from yesterday. But this is going to be the Bubble member shout out. So you can fast forward this bit if you want, or you can just see if your name is up on the board. If you don't see it, contact me and I will put it up. And don't forget, if you have become one of the members that has the phone call, I am aware there are people that have been in contact with me via email. I know who you are. I will sort that out with you and you will get your free hour phone call. So yeah, here it is, and I will see you in a minute. Thank you to everyone who has joined up as a member. And so here is the Bubble member shout out: Claire Bow, Marty Brown, Elizabeth Gallagher. So well done everybody, and keep joining up and you will see and hear your name on the member board and as a shout out. Take care to everyone. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel because that does help the algorithm and hopefully will get me to my 100k subscribers. Thank you, and now back to the main video. So Netflix, as we know, there's a lot of things coming out in how unhappy they are. But I just want to point out that I found some information that said that part of the Netflix deal, and even though I believe that we sort of knew this, but I think seeing it in black and white really hit home of how utterly disgusting these two are. So part of the Netflix deal was some tell-all context in regards to the royal family. So in black and white it says that part of their deal, they had to give some expose, some information in regards to the royal family. So in a sense, they have sold their family. Well, Harry has, because Meghan doesn't, well, I mean, she doesn't really associate with her family, which I think is shocking, but anyway. Harry has literally sold his family down the river for money. And yet they go on and talk about being supportive, kindness, and all of those things. And again, it disgusts and angers me why the mainstream media do not pick apart this Netflix deal, and why they do not, in big neon bleeding signs, when they come out and preach, oh, we're just all about kindness and all about supporting each other and all women and go, you know, girl power and all of that. It's like, hello? So you are literally wanting to expose the royal family, the juicy tidbits that people might want to watch, for money. You've literally sold your, I mean, and in that, if you put that in the context of us and everyday life, that's like someone coming to you or I and saying, here's, I don't know, here's 500,000, say, I want you to publicly talk about your family and some of the things that they've done and put it out on your social media space, whether it be Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, wherever. I want you to talk about all the dirty little secrets about your family and expose that. And here's 500 grand. Thank you very much. And you go, yeah, actually, that's a really good idea. Let me do that. Because it's the same thing, albeit on a smaller scale. These two have basically been told by Netflix, yeah, we'll sign you up, but you got to give us the juicy details in regards to your family. And both of them have gone, yeah, where do we sign? Sign on that dotted line, give me the money. That is so disgusting. And then not only that, there were Netflix cameras in Colombia. So I'd imagine they were there in Nigeria too. So this is going to be for their next Netflix mockuseries. They are going to be using these countries to have their Netflix deal. I mean, honestly, is there nothing these two will not sell for money? And rather than this whole ethos of wanting to, I mean, because their thing is, oh, we want to go to these countries to show how, to show the support that's needed. Well, if that's the case, then why is it so controlled? If that's the case, then why are you not going to the poorer areas of these countries to show what you can do? And where are the things that you're going to do? Not just blah, 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 and talk your word salad, but where are the things that you're actually going to do to showcase your help and support? What are you doing? Because I'm not being funny. When you are part of the royal family, you can see that it's not just talk. They put their actions behind it. You've only got to look at what the royal family have done over the years to help people. And it's not just words. And here we have two people who have, again, used, in a sense, two countries who probably are desperate for some positive PR, and thought that Harry and Meghan were going to do that. But it's so controlled, and apparently there was issues in regards to this because Meghan has to control everything, and there was issues in regard to the sound. So there's been problems already, and that's because that's through Netflix. So they brought the Netflix cameras, and that's why we got the dance scene. You know, this wasn't just a, oh, look at us, we're so loved up and we're just having a little dance. To me, that was supposed to, I would say, mirror and it is iconic, the dance between like Diana and Charles, or Diana and John Travolta. You know, the things that Princess Diana did. Meghan is so obsessed with being the one-upmanship, I feel, with Catherine and William, that I think she's trying to become what she wants, what Princess Diana had, I believe. But the problem is, it comes across so fake, it comes across so disingenuous that people are not buying it. And even though, yes, it happened, but it didn't really go anywhere. Whereas when Princess Diana did anything, it was literally front page news, and it just went everywhere, and everybody loved her. And regardless of whether you sort of what she did or how she was behind the scenes, she was somebody that was loved. And Meghan doesn't have that, and she's desperate for it, but she just doesn't have it. But the fact that they are taking these Netflix cameras to these countries and they're controlling the narrative rather than showing the real poverty, the real struggles that these countries are facing, they're using them. The same as they're using the heartbreak of parents who've lost children. They're using them to come across as if they're altruistic and they really care, when they really, really don't. Well, no, I'll take that back. They care about themselves. They care about the money coming in, that she cares about where her next station is who's gonna elevate her, because it's certainly not going to be Harry. And as soon as she finds that, whatever that is, whether it's some poor sap who believes in her and wants to marry her or starts a relationship with her, I don't know. And that's why she will cling to him like a barnacle, because she cannot let him go yet. So yeah. But let me know what you think in the comments. What are your thoughts and opinions on this? So just before I go, I'm going to give you a little bit of a story just to show you that I am human like the rest of us. So my car had gone in for a service, you know, a bit of a look around, because I'd had a few issues. I was driving home and my petrol cap wasn't opening. So I was like, okay, so there's seriously something wrong. And I was a bit panicky because I wasn't sure if I was going to get home. But I did, and I was ringing my dad going, oh my God, Dad, am I going to get home? He's like, you're fine, don't worry, you're going to get home, it's fine. So anyway, so the car goes in anyway, so day. So I'm ringing up, and I'm ringing up the garage, and I'm saying, you know, look, yeah, I'm ringing up to find out what's going on with my car. Is everything okay? And, you know, when can I go and pick it up? And he's like, what's your name? So I gave him my name, and he's like, yeah, we've got no record of you. I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean you've got no record of me? And he's like, yeah, we've got no, we haven't got your car here. And I was like, but wait, what? What do you mean? What do you mean you haven't got my car here? You know, this is my reg. This is the car. You know, literally, what? Are you telling me my car's been stolen? What's going on? And he's like, I don't know. He said, we haven't got any record of you. He said, we don't have, you know, we've got no record of your car. He said, wait a minute. So he goes off, and I'm like, what is going on? It's like, you know, I know I got the menopause, but I'm not senile. And So of course he comes back and he's like, he said, we might have to sort of look into this. He said, because I've got no record. We're going on the computer and I've got no record of your car. And I'm like, okay. And I was starting to get quite sort of frustrated and getting quite cross. And I was like, okay, this is getting a bit silly now. What am I supposed to do? You're telling me that you've not got my car. What does that mean, that my car's missing? And he's like, no, that's not. He said, oh, we've just got no record of it. So, and he said, so what? Go through it again. What's the reg? And I was like, this is the reg, and the car that I have, obviously goes to the garage of the same. So of course I sort of reeled it off, and he went, madam, and I said yes, and he went, you do realise this is Toyota? And I went, what? He said, yeah. He said, you've rung Toyota. He said, and he reeled off the name of my car, and he said, we wouldn't deal with that. And when there's that moment when you sort of think, there is really nothing I can say in this moment that is going to make that any better. So I just sort of went quiet, and I went, I'm really sorry. And he laughed, and he just went, is it one of those days? And I went, yeah. And he said, look, it happens all the time. I said, I have a feeling that it doesn't. I said, but I bless you for dealing with that very nicely and not really making me feel like I'm really stupid. I said, because I feel really stupid right now. And he's like, it's fine, don't worry. So yes, I then rang up the relevant garage, and yes, they had my car there, and it was all fine. So yeah, so I spent half an hour having a panic and practically almost accusing the garage of losing my car, only to find out that I'd actually rung up the wrong garage. And so I could blame the menopause. Maybe I might, but I'm not sure, because I still think that possibly is something that I would have done anyway, because I'm a space cadet. So just to let you know that this happens to me as well. So, drop in the comments any crazy stories that you have had where you've messed up and really kind of had to eat humble pie. So as always, thank you so much for the support that you have given me. I really, really do appreciate it. And again, I'm going to reiterate, because I feel like I have to. So, the only platforms I am on is Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. I am not on any other platforms, no matter what is being said about me. So as always, don't forget to like and subscribe to this video if you haven't already. And I will see you next week. Have a wonderful weekend, whatever you are doing. And as always, I love you, I appreciate you, but most of all, I respect you. Take care. Bye-bye. Mwah.